I've been listening to for 3 years and I still don't know what they're saying in Spanish, so that's not the kind of music to use. I've got some reggaeton that, like, I love it and I can dance to it and I don't know what they're saying still. And I even asked my husband, who's from Mexico, what are they saying right there? Ni idea. No idea. So, not that kind of music, but music that you can understand the words, often has a poetic feel to it that is a different kind of register, and it's a different discourse than what we encounter on a daily basis. It's a good resource. And ASL CD-ROMs, they abound, and we should use them more often. Books. How many people own a Spanish thesaurus? How many people have used it in the last 3 months? One. Okay. I have a few here, and tell me what if you have something different. We need to make more use of these. I have this one. Okay, this one. This is $22. I got it for $2 on, I think, on Amazon or half.com or something. This is a Spanish one for children. It's not incredible, but I got it because it was so cheap. When I was looking for other ones, I saw it on Amazon. I said, oh, I gotta get it. So, does anybody use any different ones? Do you need an interpreter? Okay. Just as people come in, let me know if you need. We've got them here. Okay, does anyone use different thesauruses than these? Yeah, okay. They're pretty good ones. They're really cheap. And I just hate to think that we see a sign on the job and we never bother to really try to build up that vocabulary, and then we're kind of stuck because we only have one word choice for it. And something in here tells us that's not the right word choice. It's not a high enough register. It's a too high of a register, and we're making someone sound way more sophisticated than their conversation is. If we can use these things proactively instead of saying, man, I wish I would have wipe the dust off of this and use it a couple times, and then I wouldn't be sweating right now. Really, we need to make more use of them. Same thing with our dictionaries. I heard Jorge say downstairs, it's nice that you have a Spanish-English dictionary. You should also have a Spanish-only dictionary. You should also have an English dictionary. And I have to say, and you should use them. You should use them on a regular basis. I have a young child, and now when she asks me, often, what does that word mean? And I go, I can use it in 20 sentences, but I really don't know the definition, so I'm getting a lot more use out of my dictionaries, and doing that, it shows me how much we need to be using our dictionaries. Read a variety of genres. I read the Harry Potter books in Spanish. That's what I brought for my pleasure reading this week, because I've read them in English and it makes it a little less frustrating for me to read them in Spanish, because I already know it. And I do underline them, the words that are either I don't know at all, I kind of got from context, but I'm not sure that I could explain it to someone else. I underline words that I know that word, but I never heard it, I never read it or heard it used in that way before. I didn't know it could also be a noun. I thought it was only a verb. And make note of those things and go back to it. Hi, Ricardo. Magazines. Does anybody subscribe to any Spanish-only magazines? Which one?
It's the music one.
Okay. I was going to, as long as you didn't say Mira. I made the mistake of getting that. I had some free points and I got Mira for a month. So, well, this will teach me something. It's a music one. My husband gets Tu Dinero, and so I periodically look through that, which is a wonderful resource. I mean, because I'm actually learning something about money too, which is good. And I just started getting Reader's Digest in Spanish. And all those little vocabulary quizzes that they have in the English version, they have in the Spanish version. So that is wonderful. Yes.
One resource that I have found that I love is the basic course in sign language, the ABC book. Comes in Spanish as well, and they have the Spanish and English on a page side by side. So you learn about the study of sign language in 2 languages at the same time.
Oh, neat. Do they have videos with it, or it's just a book?
I know that there's a video component in the English version. I don't know if there's only the Spanish, but the text, it's amazing. I personally love that book.
And it's called A Basic Course in Sign Language.
It's from TJ Publishing. Yeah, but I bought it and I'm thinking, well, there's an English version, which I already had, and now there's a Spanish version. But just buy the one Spanish, English, because they're parallel.
Okay, so
It's an
you don't need
amazing-
the English one separately, the Spanish is a
So
bilingual
we get to
version.
learn about our trade in 2 different languages and
Right.
have conversations when we're
Right.
mentoring someone, or being mentored,
That's
and use our lexicon and our vocabulary. It's really amazing. It's really great.
Do you know the price?
$30, $40.
Not bad, not
No.
bad. Okay, well worth it.
So another free resource that I've been using this summer is just podcasts, like thousands of free podcasts you can just listen to. It's not obviously a book, but
Yeah. And anybody with an iPod, I know you can download the podcasts. We also, when I was in Texas recently for the workshop, BBC Mundo was a resource that was mentioned, and since then my husband's on it every day, reading and listening, and it's got video clips that are in Spanish. So it's just it's the version of British Broadcasting Channel in Spanish. bbcmundo.com. Does anyone live in an area where you don't have access to a Spanish language newspaper? It's great. That's changed a lot. I mean, because I live in like Middletown, Ohio, and I can say that there's a Spanish newspaper right down the street. So, great. Read them. Read them. Our colleagues. Never was it so clear to me how much of a benefit this is as when I got to spend a week doing nothing but working with my colleagues and getting feedback from them, because I have bilingual colleagues at home. I don't have a single trilingual colleague at home. And if you do, that's wonderful. And take advantage this way, not this way. Take advantage of those people. And I have to say, my only experience working with you guys as my colleagues was so positive and so supportive. There weren't even words for the comparison of some situations that I've been in where it's, I would have done it this way, and she don't know what she's doing, and who brought this lady here, to go into an environment where we are so few and far between that everybody just kind of checks their egos at the door and says, how, you know, we can't bring each other down, but there's nothing left to do but build each other up. So any way that you can access your colleagues, coming to workshops like this. I know there are going to be more workshops. The one in Texas was a first ever week-long thing, and God willing, the powers that be willing, it will become a regular thing.
We just talked with the president, Cheryl Moose,
Uh-huh.
and she said we can apply for next year's funding at her as well.
Yay! Yay! And I know most of you didn't get to go that are in this group, so please start saving now. It was so worth it. And it's not that you don't even have to save that much. It was very cheap. But as the need grows, the opportunities are going to grow for us to go to workshops. They're still few and far between comparatively, and if you can take advantage of them, do so. Anybody work directly with other trilingual interpreters? Yeah? Yeah? It's nice. You're lucky, and I don't think it's very common, so if you can take advantage of those co-workers, do so. Some of you who work in video relay service may have a coworker in this center and a coworker in this center, but if you can connect, even through email, and even though you're not seeing each other in the office, it's a good idea. Mano, go ahead.
I use the other trilingual VRS workers in my office all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Like I'll be in the middle of a conversation and I won't be able to let it go, and I'll call somebody afterward. I mean, they are really nice workers.
Also through the associated chapter that I'm involved in, we established a trilingual committee. And so it basically
Can you hear
does-
back there?
Very
Okay.
The
Louder.
associated chapter that I'm with, we established a trilingual committee, so it attracts people to us. It's not just seeking out people, but bringing
What chapter is
people.
that?
Southern California already,
Right.
straight.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've been able to do now is just bring people together, and then we can have just caucuses, we can have just conversations. We've had a workshop, and we got more than the people that we expected, but we want to do more of that. So
Right.
do that with your
That's
trilingual
great.
chapter,
That's
just get out. Just say, get 2 or 3 people, just head up, and we'll get a lot of people.
Especially if you live in California or Texas. I don't know. I could start one, and it would still might just be me. But that is, you know, it would be a lonely caucus.
But then associated chapters get to learn about one
Right,
another, so
yes.
then we get to have that network.
Absolutely. Mano, you all know about it or you wouldn't be here. Hello. The National Network of Trilingual Interpreters. I started this group in October of 2006 because I live in isolated regarding trilingual interpreters area and felt like I need that support.